What is up, my deranged little unicorns? Go pour yourself a cup of fuck yeah and chase it down with 2 shots of I don't give a damn, because you are listening to Unhinged Inc. I'm your host, Jara Ashwell. Let's get into the episode. All right, guys, welcome back to episode 4 of Unhinged Inc. I have a very special guest here today who is actually the greatest of all time. So I've written down these notes because I don't want to get these numbers wrong. So 315 kilogram squat, 177.5 kilogram bench, and a 282.5 deadlift for a 775 kilogram total.
Yep.
Fuck. Guys, this is Sarah Rainbow, and she is the greatest of all time. So 11 Australian records.
Your research is probably better than mine, yeah.
And it tells me 3 world records as well.
Cool, yeah, okay.
That is insane.
I trust you. Thank you.
How did we get here? Because it wasn't always your sport, was it?
No, growing up, I played rugby, I did soccer, and then I transitioned to like boxing for a while. And then part of my boxing training, we had to like incorporate like strength and conditioning stuff. And that's, I just much rather doing that than running
you fell
56 Ks, you know what I mean? It was pretty, it was like night and day that I enjoyed the weights a lot more. So, and then the gym that I trained at, there was a coach there at the time and she was a power lifter. She's like, dude, you're strong. Like you should compete. And I was like, okay. And then, so I was like 6 weeks out from like a novice comp or something. And I just like jumped in. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was cool. It was a cool day. And then, just kept going from there.
Have you always given your all in whatever sport you've played?
Yeah, for sure. Like I've always, once I'm in. I don't like to, half-ass anything really. Like when I was boxing, like I was all in, I was like, we used to have to do like 56K runs a week, like a total, like not all together. And then my diet was like super strict because I had to be like a lightweight. So, I've always been like all in, I guess.
So you fought in the lightweight category. So what's that in kilograms?
So I had to be 68 kilos when I was.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is not easy. And are you quite naturally muscular?
Yeah, I've always been like quite like a stocky. I have larger. I guess I'm quite tall for like an average, I guess. So I've always been quite a larger person.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'8".
Yeah, 68 kilos on a muscly frame is tiny. Were you eating wafers and air and lettuce and?
Yeah, it was pretty much like, it was like salad and salmon. I think I used to eat. Like it wasn't really a lot of stuff.
Versus now, where you get to enjoy all the foods.
Yeah, now I'm on like peak competition. I'm between like 4,000 and 5,000 calories a day.
What is that like? Because that's a lot of clean. Like, it's easy if you ate that dirty, but clean food, that's a shit ton of food.
Yeah, it's like eating. I always say this: like eating more is often harder than like dieting. I think like it's you have to be like it's like a full-time job. You have to focus on it, think about it all the time. Like if you like, I'm guilty of like on a Sunday if I sleep in and I miss a meal, and then I've got like 3 meals to make up for. Like it's not a good time. But
is that when you start like adding 2 scoops of protein and some eggs into a shake and just like, let's just get as much into it? Or you stay away from the shakes?
Nah, I don't really do shakes. If I do that, I'll go to McDonald's and get like 3 cheeseburgers.
That is so much better. I look at some of those concoctions, like what Sean makes, and I'm just like, oh. And he's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, gagging, trying to drink it.
I'm just eating my block of chocolate in the corner.
I'd rather go to McDonald's.
So you would have had to do a lot of sort of weight cuts with boxing. Do you do that now with powerlifting?
I've done 2. I've done one really big one, one smaller one. But my next comp I'll have to do like another one again. Because a lot of comps now are like dots, so like body weight to total ratio. So and that's where like the money is now.
Yeah. So is there a bit of money now that's starting to come through on the women's side as well? Because I know powerlifting of all sports, it's it's a bit more even playing field when it comes to that sort of stuff. It's a lot more inclusive.
Yeah, for sure. I think most comps are like, yeah, even split male and female. Typically, it's a fairly even split. There's only like one comp that's solely for men, which is like big dogs.
Oh yeah.
But they've also incorporated like some female categories into that now too. So it's like pretty inclusive. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's really good.
pretty even. Yeah.
And I think too, like coming from other sports where it can be quite, I don't know, catty's not the word, but not very encouraging from other competitors. I was very taken back coming to my first powerlifting comp, and you're competing out the back, but yet cheering for your
Yeah.
competitors to hit a lift. Like, it is insane. What's that like, knowing that you've got that camaraderie with you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like I guess it's like the same thing. It's like something that you never really expected because it's you literally compete against each other. But some of my biggest competitors are like my biggest supporters too. Like it's pretty cool. For like an individual sport, it's very much not like everyone's very like inclusive and encouraging. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like if you compare that to bodybuilding, and sorry guys, no hate to bodybuilders, but it's cutthroat. Like
Yeah,
they're out
for
the
sure.
back eyeing each other off, male and female. And I'm like,
Yeah,
they're almost going to inject them with something so they look shit. But you guys are there,
Tonya Harding them.
yeah, just psyching each other up. It's great. Oh,
Yeah, no, it's very cool.
and so when you first, sorry, we'll go back to when you first started out. When did going for that all-time world record, when did that come into play as a goal?
Uh, Probably like after like my first pro raw win, I think, and I actually like realized that I was like actually semi decent at powerlifting. Like it was always something like on the back burner that I'd always like had been eyeing off. Yeah. To like probably to 2018, that would have been.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was like Gus and I were like, that's never going to happen, but we'll try our best to get as close as we can to it because like it's a fucking massive thing to do. But yeah, so we just like slowly kept chipping away at it, and yeah, we eventually got there, which is pretty cool.
So from 2018 to actually hitting it, what did you change in your life, in your world? What changed?
A lot, like heaps of stuff changed. Yeah. Like I guess like me personally, like not a lot changed because I was always all in. Even like back in 2018, my food was always 100%. My training, whatever I could control was like 100% controlled. I guess like the most change would have come from like Gus and like his programming and all that sort of stuff. Like he evolved as like I evolved, which is like really cool. And yeah, it's just like time. He learnt more about me over that time and all that sort of stuff. And then like most recently, like I quit my full-time job just to like purely focus on hitting that goal. So I think like that for me is probably like the biggest change that I've made.
Because you were a
for sure.
chef. So
Yeah.
long hours on your feet, not regular breaks, not hard to get proper nutrition in when you're doing that. Late
Yeah.
nights as well.
No, it's pretty. Well, I don't know if it's lucky, but mine was like early morning, and I'd be finished by like 2:30, but I'd be up at like 4 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'd be like 4 a.m. straight till 2. I wouldn't get a break or anything, or very rarely get like a full break.
Because I've seen on your Instagram how important recovery is for you now. And with that sort of job, you're not getting the right sleep and all the rest that comes with it.
Yeah, super hard to get like the 8 hours when you've got to get up at 4. Like I would be in bed by like 6:37 just to try and like get to sleep on time.
And
yeah,
everyone's like, "Where are you? Come hang!" And it's like, man, I can't.
yeah,
And then I got to go to the gym for 3 hours.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're such a nana." It's like that.
And it's hard to, like, people who don't understand that, they go to the gym for 45 minutes an hour. I'm like, I used to be like, what the fuck are you doing for 3 hours? And he's like, well, we have to break for a lot in between sets. And I was just like, that's a lot. And it wasn't until I went down there and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. But that's a big commitment.
But yeah, there's definitely like a social aspect to the social side to the training as well. Like it's not 3 hours of like full training, but
there's a lot of
it definitely
and videos being taken.
It definitely takes like a fair old chunk though. Like you wouldn't be much shorter than 3 hours, I guess. Like it's even if you weren't talking much.
And it's a lifestyle, and some people give you shit for it. And it's like, would you rather me be at the casino pumping dollars through the machines or at the
Yeah,
pub? Like, there is worse shit
yeah,
you could be doing with your life than going to the gym for a few hours of an afternoon.
absolutely. That's only like 4 days a week. It's not that bad, you know?
No. So, are you only training 4 days a week?
Yep. Yeah, typically, I pretty much have always trained 4 days. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, yeah, just again, purely just like for recovery. It's hard to recover now. Like that's like my biggest challenge is recovering. So, um, overtraining is like a huge thing that we monitor, and yeah, 4 days seems to be the sweet spot.
Because with this sort of training, your nervous system and your adrenal, you can really push that into fatigue levels, can't you?
Yeah, you can get there pretty quick too if you don't manage it. And then it's pretty hard to like come back from it. Well, not hard, but it's like it's
Yeah.
time wasted. Really, I guess you could say that you could have, if you managed it better, you could have just been kept ticking along.
That's it. So on those 3 days you have off, do you do like active recovery, or is it just that's it? Keep your steps up, chill.
Yeah. Just well, now that I'm not working as much, just making sure that I do get my enough steps in, some movement in. But yeah, that's about it really. Not a whole lot.
And you very routine. So leading up to a big comp, a week out, are you really set in what you do each time, morning of, day of, down to food,
Yeah,
sleep, and everything?
yeah. I try to. It's usually pretty difficult because like most of my comps I have to travel for, so it's like trying to still keep the same routine you have at home, but in like another state or another, someone else's house. It's a bit weird, but yeah, you definitely try and keep that the same. Yeah, still try to get like steps in, still try to do all that sort of stuff.
That's
My
it.
foods are always the same. I don't typically stray too far.
That's dangerous
Um,
on comp day trying something new.
yeah,
It was like
yeah.
April 13 and everyone was trying the sushi from across the road. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, it's from an IGA, first of all. But everyone's like, it's
yeah,
great. I'm like, there's only poor Lou's here. Can we not?
yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't game enough to try that sushi. That's for sure.
yeah.
But yeah, everything's the same, even down to like always have like a red Powerade. It always has to be red.
Yep.
It can't be the other colors.
That's so funny. You've got to have your little things though.
Yeah, gotta wear my lucky undies.
That's it. That's it. And like the right socks and everything.
Yeah,
Hair's got to be the right way.
yeah.
So do
Gotta
you get
get
a
a
fresh cut?
haircut. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you understand.
Yeah, you've got to have that routine.
Yeah,
Far out. All right. So take me to, in particular, the 315 kilogram squat you did. So you walk up to the bar. You've got your set routine as you go up to the bar. You're there with Gus is there beside you. You guys don't seem to say much to one another. Is that
yeah,
you see some people get in each other's ears and they're screaming and beating the shit out of each other, and you two are just very calm. Is that your MO?
yeah. And I guess it goes back to like he's been my coach for, I think this is our ninth year. We're coming up our ninth year together now, so it's pretty much like he pretty much knows me to a T. He knows that I don't like that amp up yelling in my face, and he knows to never backslap me. But yeah, he knows what to say and when to say it if it needs to be said. And then yeah, like I'm pretty like a introverted person, so I don't really respond very well to like that high energy, which some people do. I'd prefer to like take myself away and sit in the corner by myself for a little bit, and then Gus will just come and get me when he needs to. Yeah.
You are very humble. That was one of the first things I noticed about you when I met you at Pro Raw. I was
Oh, really?
in awe of how fucking strong you are, but I was like, she's just a dead set, decent human being and so humble. And I was just this weird little kid going, hi, fangirling, and you were so polite.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
sorry, just jumped across there. All right, so walking out, you can't hear a thing when you walk out to the squat bar?
No, I pretty much like zoned it out. Hey, like I quite like to use like a cue where it's just like I tell myself to like not think and just clear my mind. Which kind of like, yeah, I don't hear anything, and to be honest, I don't actually really often see anything outside of like the squat bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
because people are always like, "Do you get like nervous with the crowd?" I'm like, couldn't even tell you who's in the crowd.
You're just hyper focused.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you touch your forehead to the bar. Does that ground
Yeah,
you?
that's kind of like my like on switch. Like once I do that, I'm like, all right, it's go time now. That's when I can like channel everything right into it. Yeah.
And then you're under that bar. Are you a visualizer or are you a rip and go?
Yeah, visualizing, I guess, to like a little bit. Yeah, again, it's just like I keep my mind blank because it's like I know I've practiced the technique and I've practiced the routine and stuff like right through my training. So it's like I know that if I had to do it with my eyes closed, I could do it with my eyes closed kind of thing. So yeah, I guess I kind of go like down that visualization, I guess, sort of path.
Did you find at that 315 kilos, did your mind start to, did you have to really pull your mind in that time to not let it wander, or you were so well prepped that you were like, I'm going to do this, let's go?
No, I was pretty I was pretty confident about it, and like funnily enough, like that comp, I didn't have like a lot of pressure on myself because it was like a week after Pro Raw, and Gus was kind of like, well, we'll just fucking send it, and if you get it, cool. If not, whatever. So like that's what and that's all I had really in my head. It was like, well, if I get it, that's fucking cool. But if I don't, you know, there's always going to be another time. So I guess like yeah, I was in like a really good position. I think just like everything aligned, and not having pressure on myself, I think really helped carry it over.
Did that help? Because there was a lot of pressure on you, a lot of media, a lot of social media shit. She's going for it before Pro Raw 14. And then you still did such a fucking unreal job there, but it was like almost like people like, oh, I'm like, man. And then you just turned around a week later. What was it like in that week to refocus, go, okay, I did the best I could. It was still gnarly what you were going for. And then to be able to just do it a week later, do you think that pressure valve let off was huge for you?
Yeah, I wouldn't. The same thing again, like Pro Raw. Like I don't know. I didn't really feel the pressure. Like again, it was just like I was gonna try and attempt it for me. Like I don't really get drawn into like that external pressure as much. I was pretty bummed after Pro Raw that I missed it. Like obviously, I would have liked to have hit it at Pro Raw.
Yeah. And Pro Raw is a
But I
longer
think
day, isn't it, compared to other comps?
no, it was quite quick. So I
Was
think
it?
like I think like that could have played a part into it too. Like I was pretty gassed by like deadlift. So yeah, but yeah, I was bummed to not hit it. But then I guess that kind of like added the fuel to the fire for like the 6 days later to try and just really smack it. But yeah, it was cool.
And like such a special place to do it. The elation on the faces of the people around you. Like there's this
Yeah,
one guy who was spotting when you hit it. It was like he hit it. It was so
yeah,
cool to see just the joy around you in that photo as well. Like,
yeah.
you've
It was
taken
super
everyone
cool.
on that journey with you.
Yeah, yeah. It was really cool. It was really lovely. Like Mitch and the boys down there, they flew me down, and um, I was just supposed to be like a guest lifter, but it turned into what it did. But it was really cool, and like everyone was like super supportive, and yeah, like you said, like I think a lot of people were stoked to like be a part of it. And like that's what it's all about at the end of the day too. Hey, like it's a journey for me. But it's also like cool to have everyone a part of it as well. I think.
Oh, when you hit it, everyone's phones were going off up here. Sean rang me. He's like, fuck, she hit it. And then everyone's sending it on to the next. And that was the talk with the guys. They were like, holy shit. And pulling it all apart. And it's just, I don't know, as a female, it's really cool to see the male support. And in powerlifting, it's incredible.
Yeah, for sure. I think yeah, like we said before, I think it's would have to be one of the most like supportive sports I think there probably is going around at the moment. Like everyone's supportive of each other, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, following doing that 775 kilogram total, has it lit the fire in the belly for what's next? Or is it time to just sit on it, enjoy it, and see what comes next? Or is this where there's coaching and you've got your Sarah Rainbow Classic and what's
Yeah,
happening?
it's been really tough, hey. Like it's probably been a bit tougher than like I was anticipating. Like it's kind of like, that was the fire for so long to work towards that and to try and have a crack at it. And now that I'm there, it's kind of like someone said to me yesterday that like it's lonely at the top, and it's like yeah, I'm like I don't really know what's next. I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know. Just keep plodding along, I guess, and something it'll eventually like kick the fire again. But
Are you heading over to
I
the
guess, and like we said
States?
before, yeah, go over to the States in November. That's like there's a few like money comps and stuff over there, so that'll be cool. I think that I'm looking forward to that. So I think that'll be really cool. But yeah, like total wise and number wise, like yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we can pull out.
That's it. And I hate asking what's next because everyone asks. But like you said, when
Yeah.
you hit the peak and the ceiling, what is next? And that's the thing. You can push your body even more. You open yourself up to potential injuries. I know you're only super young, but it doesn't take much.
Yeah, it's been tough. Like the last few months have been like after that, it's been pretty tough. Just having like that drive to like keep going and to push myself again. Like it's but it's still there. I'm still training, still like ticking along. So like that'll never go away.
Yeah, and you've got a good support team around you.
Yeah. Like Gus and stuff's great. And everyone at the gym and stuff's really good. So yeah, it's just taking each day now, and then I don't know, something will come up soon.
That's it, and it helps too.
Like I'm not ready to throw the towel. Yeah, I'm not ready to throw the towel in yet either. So
no, you're just taking a brief pause to work out what you want to do. Like, you should be able to celebrate. Someone wins a premiership, they celebrate for the next fucking year at any opportunity they can. You are the greatest in the world. You can sit and be for a while. Like,
yeah. I think it's been a strange feeling to like accept that, I guess, and like you've been working so hard and for so long to try and like get that, and then it's like now I've got it. I'm like, what do I do with this?
Are you enjoying coaching others to help them reach their goals?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I really love it. It's super rewarding, like, and it's super cool, like being able to see like the change in like people's life and stuff, like the positive impact and stuff. Like it's pretty cool. Like one of my clients, she's had like back pain for like years, and since like I've been coaching her, she's been able to be like pain free, and she's just like so grateful for it, and like it's so cool. Like it's super rewarding. Much more rewarding than cooking food, that's for sure.
You get to do what you love. Do you have those moments where you're like, I'm getting paid for this? What?
Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck someone pay me for this? But hey, whatever.
Keep paying me though, please, guys. I got bills.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. It's cool to do something that I like really love. Like I obviously enjoy cooking and stuff, but this is definitely like my passion, I think, and it's cool.
Are you the cook in the household?
Nah, Simone cooks mostly.
Oh, good on. Are you? I always wondered that with chefs. Is it like that's it, I'm done?
I hate cooking for myself.
Yeah. Me too.
But
I don't cook.
Yeah. But no, okay, I enjoy cooking for other people too. But it's nice, to not cook for myself. I'm spoiled.
Yeah. And is Simone, I see them lifting the Atlas balls. Is that what you call them? So with the
stones.
Strongman?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh,
yeah, she's competing in like crazy sport with their crazy events that they have.
Has it been fun for you doing a bit of mixed training with them? Like,
I just like stirring the pot.
Yeah.
I just like stirring the pot because obviously it's like a strongman gym, so everyone's always like, you should do strongman, and I'm like, nah, never. But then I just like throw it in every now and then, and people think I'm doing strongman, but I'm not.
Yeah, I did. And you're like,
oh really?
Who thinks I should try strongman? I'm like, yeah. Great, you got me. I feel like an idiot.
Maybe I probably would in like a few years or so, once I'm finished with powerlifting, I guess I'd give it a go. But for now, like it'd be very hard to do both and to do both well.
Yeah, they're different, aren't they?
It'd have to be one or the other.
And are you watching any of it's not powerlifting, what do they call it? Weightlifting at the Olympics? Have you seen any of that yet?
I haven't been. No, I haven't, but I probably should watch it.
It's weird. Olympics used to be something we'd get excited about and all sit around the TV. I didn't even know it started.
I didn't even know it started. I didn't
No.
think it was starting yet.
No, it was only I saw like the Boomers played someone, and I'm like, oh shit, I missed it. Like, what's going on?
Oh,
But
gee.
I suppose we
Yeah.
don't really watch TV much anymore, do we? Our devices.
Nah, no,
Alrighty. Now I did ask a few questions. Well, I asked people to send in some questions, and there's a few there. So I'll ask you about those. What is your favourite lift out of all three?
it chops and changes between like bench and deadlifts, but most commonly is deadlifts. Yeah,
Yeah, has it always been that?
yeah, yeah. I've always enjoyed benching and deadlifting. I've never particularly enjoyed squatting, to be honest.
Yeah,
um,
it's not nice.
it just sucks. Like it all sucks. And then like wraps suck. Like it's just all horrendous. But yeah, probably deadlifts would probably be my favorite
If you could
if I
change,
had to pick one.
okay, if you could change the order in which you do your lifts, what would be your choice?
Oh yeah, I'd probably go like deadlift, bench, squat. Yeah,
That'd be interesting,
I
hey?
reckon.
Imagine if
Yeah,
they just let
be.
lifters pick which order they want to do it.
I'm gonna do that.
Actually, no. I'll do one of my bench
So,
here and one of this there. That'd be fun, though.
like squatting last would be pretty shit, but
That's true. Probably be dangerous too, but
yeah,
who
probably,
knows?
probably,
Send it.
probably, yeah.
Out of all three, what was the hardest lift for you to master when you first came across?
Oh, geez. I'd say squatting. Squatting took like a very long time. Like when I started with Gus, like he like completely like tore it apart and we rebuilt it again. And that's probably been something that we've had to rebuild like a few times. It's had a few changes. So yeah, I definitely say squats would be the hardest
Would you
for
say
sure.
that's the most technical?
Yeah, I guess they're all kind of like it depends on the person. Like I've never really felt like very comfortable squatting. I guess you could say like it's always been like an odd movement. Um, so I think like that for me was probably the most technical to try and get right. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you mentally deal with missing a lift at comp?
Ooh. It depends. Again, like it depends what lift it is. So like at pro raw, like I missed my opening squat. So I guess it's the same thing, you know. It's just like being super focused on like what I had to do, the task I had at hand, you know, trying to, you move on and not dwell on like why I missed it or dwell on the fact that I did miss it. It was like, my second attempt, I had a job to do. So just trying to like shift the focus to that. And then same thing, like I missed like my last two deads. And then I guess it's just like, yeah, just trying not to dwell on it and just try and assess it, like why it happened. And then try and move on, I guess. Yeah, like that's probably how I would do it.
Yeah, and then go back to the
Yeah.
drawing board for the next comp almost. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be hard to do because your opener, like that's your confidence one, isn't it? They call it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'd
Yeah,
be
I fucked that one
stressing.
up.
I'd be walking around going,
Yeah.
that's it, I'm done. I'd be throwing shit away. I'm out. Get me a drink. Far out. All right. Have you ever gone into weigh-ins? Because the weigh-ins are different. Some are 24 hours, aren't they? And then some pro
Yeah.
raws 2 hour window. Have you ever come
Yeah.
in slightly over?
No, well, been pretty lucky. Like, I've only done one cut that I've had to make for a weight class. Everything else is just I've just been opens, so it's never been a huge issue for me. The cut that I did, I was like the night before, I was still over. Sorry, the morning of, I was still over, so I had to go sit in a sauna and try not to die in the sauna, and then I made
And not drink water
made
for
weight,
12
but
hours.
yeah, it was rough, but I made it. So yeah,
Oh, that's
that
not
was.
good.
I haven't had a huge experience with making weight for comps.
Recovery wise, what does it take to keep your body on track? Like massages, acupuncture, chiro, to keep you fit and healthy and doing what you're doing?
I don't get any treatment at all. It's just we have like a massive focus on like technique, moving well. I guess like and moving, getting like range of motion and movement through like my accessories and things like that is probably like our biggest focus. The better I can move those, the better range of motion I can move those in, lead to like, ultimately should be no pain.
Yeah.
And then just getting steps, just movement.
So you've worked out what method works for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had treatment for a very long time. Yeah.
Is there that misconception that they just load? There's not many deload weeks, and people are coming into comps gassed as just overtraining and fatigued. And now there's a little bit more emphasis now on pulling it back and just making smaller numbers, but making the lifts better and count.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's like a bit of like a misconception around like that powerlifters are tough and should be in pain. I don't think that's true. I think it's, if you are in pain, you probably should have a look at like your technique and the way you move and that sort of stuff, and prioritize that. Like if you can move without pain, you're ultimately gonna lift more anyway. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like double-edged sword.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't make sense to me, but I know so
Yeah.
many of them that go in completely gassed and just over it before comp starts. I'm like, shouldn't you be bouncing off the wall, ready to lift?
Yeah.
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 All right, now my weird 2 questions that I forgot to ask my last guest.
Yeah.
What's your favourite rock?
Favorite rock?
So it can be
Like
a
ones I find in the
rock.
garden, or like a.
It can be any kind of rock or a crystal or.
I like those like real smooth pebbles that you find at the beach. You can like skim across the water.
Yeah.
They would be like my go-to. Yeah.
The flat
Yeah.
little round disc ones.
Yeah.
See, I used to think the glass that had been in the ocean was pebbles. When it goes real smooth. I used to collect them. And my mum's like, that's broken glass that's been in the ocean. I'm like,
Yeah, it looks cool.
the weird shit. That's it. And then if you were an animal, what animal do you think you would be and why?
I think I'd be like a bull or something, something that's like massive, that just grazes around and gets angry for a little bit and then goes back to being normal.
Like that just plotters out to the meadow. It's like, I'm good, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. I like that. Are you a country gal? Do you like being out in the
No,
fresh
I'm
air?
not. I like being out in the sun.
Because you're in Brizzy, aren't you?
Yeah. I like being in the sun drinking a coffee, but that's probably as far as country I go.
What's your go-to coffee?
Just a flat white, extra shot flat white.
Nice. And she drinks milk. Yes. None of these long black
Yeah,
shit.
of course.
Oh my God.
I'm not tough enough for long blacks.
No, and they taste horrible. I'm like, why would you do it to yourself? Just don't. Just enjoy the calories, guys. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on and being so open. Honestly, I'm such a big fangirl of yours. You're doing wonderful things, and I'm just super excited to watch you in this next space and coaching. Like, I see what you've done for a couple of girls up here, and man, they just sing your praise. So keep doing what you're doing. And
Thank you.
I won't see it at nationals, but the hubby will be there, so I'm sure he'll come past and tell you horror stories again.
Yeah, cool. Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Well, you take care, and I'll talk to you soon. And again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
No worries. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our latest episode. Your support means the world. So wherever you're listening, if you don't mind jumping on, follow, like, share it with someone that might get something out of it. I would so appreciate it. If there's something in this episode that has piqued your interest and you want to get in touch, please slide into the DMs. Until next episode, guys, stay safe, be an extra kind human, and see you soon.